What if I told you there's a hotel room so haunted, guests refuse to stay the night? This isn't just some campfire tale, but a chilling story based on real events. You're about to uncover the unsettling truth behind The Girl from Room 6, a story that will make you question whether you'd ever dare to check in ... or check out. In the small town of Halliford, there's an old hotel, a place that once buzzed with the laughter of travelers and the warmth of hospitality. But today, it's known for something far darker. The Halliford Inn, built in the early 1900s, holds a secret that has kept locals talking for decades. The story begins with Room 6, a room that has witnessed more terror than most could ever imagine. They say it started with a young girl named Eliza. She was a sweet, innocent child who visited the inn with her parents in the 1920s. They were traveling through town, and the Halliford Inn seemed like the perfect place to rest for the night. But something happened in that room, something no one could ever fully explain. Eliza was discovered the next morning, lying lifeless in her bed. There were no signs of foul play, no evidence to suggest what had taken her life. The doctors couldn't find a cause, and her parents were left in unbearable grief. From that day on, Room 6 was never the same. Guests who stayed in Room 6 after that fateful night reported hearing soft cries, the sound of a child weeping in the dead of night. But whenever they investigated, the room was empty. Some even claimed to have seen a young girl standing by the window, her face pale and eyes hollow, before she vanished into thin air. The hotel staff would later reveal that they, too, had seen the girl Eliza wandering the halls, always looking for something or someone. But the terror didn't stop there. Over the years, several guests who stayed in Room 6 became violently ill, with symptoms that doctors could never explain. Some even had to be rushed to the hospital in the middle of the night. The hotel management tried everything: blessings, exorcisms, even sealing the room off entirely, but nothing worked. It was as if the room itself was cursed, haunted by the spirit of a girl who could never find peace. One of the most harrowing accounts came from a couple who stayed at the inn in the 1970s. They were celebrating their anniversary, looking forward to a quiet, romantic weekend. But what they experienced in Room 6 was anything but romantic. The husband, Mark, woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of a child whispering his name. At first, he thought it was a dream, but then he felt a cold hand brush against his cheek. When he opened his eyes, he saw Eliza standing at the foot of the bed, staring at him with a look of sadness that chilled him to the bone. His wife, Sarah, woke up screaming, claiming she had seen Eliza too, her ghostly figure hovering above them. They left the room immediately, but the experience haunted them for years. Mark later recounted the incident to a local journalist, his voice trembling as he described the fear that had gripped him that night. He wasn't a man who believed in ghosts, but what he saw in Room 6 changed him forever. So, what is it about Room 6 that keeps Eliza trapped in this world? Some believe it was the suddenness of her death, the shock of being torn from life so quickly, that left her spirit restless. Others think there's something darker at play, a malevolent force that has attached itself to the room, feeding off the fear of those who enter. And then there are those who claim Eliza is not the only spirit in Room 6. Over the years, the inn has been the site of numerous tragedies, fires, suicides, and unexplained deaths, all of which have added to its reputation as one of the most haunted places in the region. Could it be that Room 6 is a gateway of sorts, a place where the veil between the living and the dead is unusually thin? In recent years, paranormal investigators have flocked to the Halliford Inn, eager to uncover the truth behind the haunting. Many have captured eerie recordings, electronic voice phenomena of a young girl's voice, saying things like "help me and I'm lost." Others have reported strange anomalies on their equipment, from sudden drops in temperature to inexplicable malfunctions. One investigator even claimed to have been physically pushed by an unseen force while standing in front of the door to room 6. It's as if the very air around that room is charged with a dark energy, something that wants to keep people out, or keep something in. Today, the Hallowford Inn still operates, though many guests refuse to stay in room 6. Some out of fear, others out of respect for the restless spirit of Eliza. The room remains mostly empty, with only the bravest or perhaps the most foolish choosing to spend the night. But those who do dare to stay often leave with a story, another piece of the puzzle that is the haunting of room 6. Some say Eliza is just a sad, lost soul, looking for her parents in the only place she remembers. Others believe she's something more, a warning, perhaps, to stay away from the darkness that lies within the walls of the Hallowford Inn. So, if you ever find yourself in Hallowford, driving past the old inn on a cold, dark night, remember the story of Eliza. And if you decide to check in, well, you might want to ask for a different room. Would you dare stay in room 6? Or would you heed the warnings and keep your distance? The choice is yours. But remember, some stories have a way of sticking with you, long after the lights go out. If you enjoyed this tale and want to hear more chilling stories based on true events, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you're feeling brave, check out our other videos. We've got plenty more stories that will keep you up at night. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that actually happen.